All right, folks. We got some serious business. Okay, we got some serious business. You guys ready for some business? Some serious business? I'm ready for serious business. Okay. First, we gotta talk. Whatever happened to Lotax? Are you talking about the Lorax? This is serious business, guys. All right. Nope. Sorry. Nope. Wait. Serious business. Okay. The former president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, has just been found guilty by a jury of sexual abuse. This was handed down today in the civil trial that Jean E. Carroll has been pursuing against Donald Trump. Now, the reason this isn't a criminal case is because the statute of limitations has expired. However, New York State has expanded the time period under which victims of sexual abuse and sexual assault can seek civil recompense from their abusers. And so this lawsuit was filed, and this is where we're at now. It was expected that the trial would actually go on for at least another week. Frankly, the verdict has been handed down very, very quickly. So let's just take a look quickly. Here are the two parties reacting after the ruling was handed down by the jury. And keep in mind, E. Jean Carroll was alleging that Donald Trump sexually assaulted her, raped her in a department store in the 90s. And the jury, by concluding in favor of E. Jean Carroll, is essentially saying it is more likely than not that Donald J. Trump sexually assaulted her in the 90s. This is actually like pretty groundbreaking news. Here we go.
You are so brave and beautiful. Thank you.
Please just give us a little room, please.
Thank
A
you
little
so
room.
much.
Back up. Just a
Thank
little room
you
to the car,
so
please.
much.
Watch the car.
Let's get hurt.
Watch the car. We don't want anyone getting hurt.
Any words, Eugene? Thank you, Eugene.
Any words, Eugene?
Thank you very much. We have so much.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Yep, this is Joe Tacopina, who is Donald Trump's lawyer. He's also he also did Donald Trump no favors in the courtroom by just ruthlessly trying to cross-examine E. Jean Carroll and destroy her credibility. And it's likely that backfired spectacularly in this case.
Strange verdict. This was a rape claim. It was a rape case all along, and the jury rejected that, but made other findings. So we'll obviously be appealing those other findings, but they rejected her rape claim, and she'd always claimed this was a rape case.
I don't know. They handed down a verdict of sexual abuse by Donald Trump. I don't know that is necessarily denying that rape happened.
So it's a little perplexing, but we move forward.
Did you speak to Mr. Trump, and what did he tell you?
We've spoken, and we're ready to proceed, go forward. Obviously, he's firm in his belief, as many people are, that he cannot get a fair trial in New York City, based on the jury pool, and I think one could argue that that's probably an accurate assessment based on what happened today. Again, it's something that we're very confident on the appellate issues here. The Access Hollywood tape should not have come into this case. Some other things shouldn't have come into the case. I mean, we made many motions that we thought would create issues for appeal, and we're going to employ them now. There were things that happened in this case that were beyond the pale. I mean, we made a mistrial motion midway through the trial because of some of the rulings and we believe a bias that was displayed by the court. This judge has been overturned already once by the Second Circuit in Carroll versus Trump, and we think he's going to be overturned a second time. But in the meantime, we march forward. He was found not liable for the rape, and that's it.
I don't think exactly that's the finding here. He's trying to spin. He is Donald Trump's lawyer. So he is trying desperately to spin this outcome. It is not a great outcome for Donald Trump. It's not a great outcome for anyone in a civil case where it's found that the jury thinks it's very likely that your client sexually abused someone else. It's not great for you or your client. Now, granted, it is likely that Joe Tacopina and Donald Trump expected this outcome from this case, and the appeal was always going to happen. They've probably likely been preparing to appeal for a while now, and basically their appeal is going to be predicated on arguing about the lack of fairness in this initial trial. So Joe Tacopina is out there still doing his job, trying his best to spin this as an unfair outcome by a prejudiced jury, and I don't think that is going to be particularly effective. True, RE918. If we want to be extremely careful with our terminology, Donald Trump isn't guilty, he is liable. However, legally speaking, he's been found guilty in a civil court. That's we have two systems of law in America. There is the criminal courts, and then there's the civil courts. He was found guilty in civil court. That doesn't mean he's guilty in a criminal court sense. They're two different legal frameworks. Fuzzy Simba, thank you for resubscribing over on Twitch. Yes, it is quite lame, Fortunate Fruit. However, it remains to be seen how this is going to really reverberate through his campaign. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that the grab him by the pussy guy is not going to be, his voters aren't going to be losing any sleep about voting for him, knowing that he more than likely sexually assaulted a woman in the 90s. So, yes. Keep in mind, as this is a civil case, it does not come with any prospect of jail time. He will not be seeing the inside of a cell for this particular case, specifically because in civil court, typically the punishment is financial compensation. So we will see what ends up happening in the awarding of damages here. Which right now, Donald Trump has been ordered to pay $5 million to E. Jean Carroll, which I don't believe she was even asking for. I don't think she was actually asking for a monetary payout. She was mostly asking for a retraction of the lies that Donald Trump told about her, and an apology. So, I mean, somewhat telling. Somewhat telling. Yeah, the Manhattan jury in particular found that Trump sexually abused and defamed E. Jean Carroll, according to the Washington Post. Only one woman, only in the 90s. That motherfucker probably set daily goals. Well, yeah, and it's kind of telling. It's kind of telling, RE918, that in Donald Trump's deposition related to the E. Jean Carroll case, he at times got confused between whether or not he was talking about allegations of having sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll or his ex-wife. So, like in his deposition, he gets them mixed up because he thinks that he's maybe talking about allegations from his ex-wife, Maria Trump. Yeah. Or Marla Trump. My bad. It's some wild stuff. Who can? Yeah. You sexually abuse one person. You basically sexually abused everybody. Who can keep them straight? 1, 5. What's the difference? It's all just so confusing. Wait, GamerG, did Donald Trump settle out of court with the accusation of like the minor? I didn't hear that he had settled out of court. I just heard that the case was dismissed, or no, not that the case was dismissed, but that the minor retracted her case because of like death threats and such. George Santos. Oh, we'll get to George Santos. But yeah, I mean, a lot of this just kind of boils down to the fact that Donald Trump, to this day, and I literally mean to this day, claims that he has no idea who E. Jean Carroll is. He's on Truth Social right now, having a goddamn mental breakdown, screaming in all caps to the void that he has no idea who the woman who accused him of sexually assaulting her is. Just like, bruh, we got a picture of you and E. Jean Carroll. We got you on camera. What are you talking about? You didn't know her. The hell? Yeah, it's just wild stuff from Donald Trump. Additionally, just look, there's a lot of this deposition footage that has now been made public, and I gotta say, Donald Trump is, like, it's all worth viewing, and I will happily watch all of this with you guys if that is what you want. Holy shit, he looks orange. Sorry, I wasn't actually prepared for how orange he looked here. I know we make fun of him a lot for being orange, but like, goddamn, dude. You like he looks actually unwell. Did you get too close to the elephant's foot in Chernobyl, my dude? What happened? But yeah, we can watch this entire thing if you guys want. But there's some pretty incredible stuff throughout.
I don't think very much, no.
I take it you bought gifts for your wives for their birthdays?
Yes, generally.
And I take it you bought gifts for women you were dating?
It's, you know, probable.
At least in your first marriage, you were seeing women outside of your marriage while you were married, correct?
I don't know.
Well, you were very public about the fact that you were seeing Ms. Maples when you were still married to Ivana Trump, no?
No, I don't think I was public about it.
Well,
No.
there were many articles about it at the time, correct?
No, I don't think I was public about it. But if, no, I don't think I was public about it at all.
Yeah, isn't it true that you were seeing Ms. Maples before you were divorced from Ivana Trump?
I don't know. It was toward the end of the marriage, so I don't know really. There could be a lap over, but I don't really know.
Did you ever have occasion to go to the department store Bergdorf Goodman?
Very rarely.
You say very rarely. Can you give me more detail? How rarely?
I mean, almost never. I would very rarely go there. The event or something. And I think that's her
Okay, so let's.
big claim to fame, you know, that she shook my hand at some celebrity event.
So the answer to my question is yes. That after you made the statement, you became aware that there's a photo of you with Ms. Carroll in a receiving line, correct?
At some point,
Okay.
I saw there was a photo on a receiving line, yes.
Okay. Let's mark the photo. What number are we at? What? You have in front of you a black and white photograph that we've marked as DJT23. And I'm going to ask you, is this the photo that you were just referring to?
I think so, yes.
And do you recall when you first saw this photo?
At some point during the process, I saw it. That's, I guess, her husband, John Johnson, who was an anchor for ABC. Nice guy, I thought. I mean, I don't know him, but I thought he was pretty good at what he did.
Nice guy. I thought at the time. I mean, I never knew him really. Like, holy moly, he's so bad at this.
I don't even know who the woman. Let's see. I don't know who. It's Marla.
You say Marla's in this photo?
That's Marla. Yeah, that's my wife.
Which woman are you pointing to? No.
Here. Oh, is that?
The person you just pointed to was
I
E. Jean
see.
Carroll.
Who is that? Who is this?
Oh god. Not just one time, not just one slip up. Like, oh yeah, no, this one's my ex-wife. This one right here, the one I'm saying, that one's Marla, right there. That's E. Jean Carroll. that is the woman claiming that you sexually assaulted her.
And the woman on the right is your then wife,
I don't know.
Ivana?
This was the picture. I assume that's John Johnson. Is that Carol? Because it's very blurry.
Now, in your
We just saw the photo. It is not blurry at all. Again, you can just take a quick look at it. This is not a blurry photo. This is not a blurry photo at all, actually. This is remarkably crisp, I would say.
your June 21 statement, which is in your June 21 statement, which is DJT 20, you said that Ms. Carroll was.
Oh, yeah, no. Off-world colonist. I predict tonight is a night of maximum copium for all of the MAGA stands. All of the far-right sycophants who've been riding this guy's dick for, like, the last 4 years. The last, like, 6 years, rather. There's really no way to get around this other than by claiming that, you know, our legal system is a sham. Which is, I'm sure, what they're going to go with. The jury was all rigged, blah, 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 blah. But the evidence is pretty goddamn damning, you know? Off-world colonist, if you have any to recommend, I will certainly take a look at them.
Trying to sell a new book, and that you said shame on those who make up false stories of assault to try to get publicity for themselves or sell a book.
That would be a word, maybe accurate or not, having to do with.
Oh, wait.
You used a strange word, which I want to ask you about. You say she completely made up a story that I met her at the doors of this crowded New York City department store, and within minutes swooned her. Do you see that?
Yeah.
What does swoon her mean?
That would be a word, maybe accurate or not, having to do with talking to her and talking to her to do an act that she said happened, which didn't happen.
What?
And it's a nicer word than the word that starts with an F. And this would be a word that I use because I thought it would be inappropriate to use the other word.
Oh my god. Wait, Billy Zane fan, please That better be true. That better be true. Otherwise, I will ban you. uh. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Oh my god, what? Sorry, breaking news, folks. Milo Yiannopoulos, who has been making a career based on initially reporting on Gamergate, then he transitioned to hate mongering against trans people, and then transitioned into losing everything because he talked about how it's actually good for 13-year-olds to be molested by priests, and then transitioned to being a former gay on a Christian broadcasting network, and has now transitioned to working for Marjorie Taylor Greene as an intern, and now has transitioned to working for Kanye West's presidential campaign. He has now been caught in Marjorie Taylor Greene Kanye West campaign cash scandal. Oh my god, what the fuck? Alt-right agitator Milo Yiannopoulos used the credit card for Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's campaign last November to purchase an internet domain for Kanye West, still unannounced 2024 presidential bid, and he was reimbursed for domain transfer by the West campaign the same day for $3,000 above cost, according to receipts obtained by the Daily Beast and a person with knowledge of the events. Oh my god. Oh my god, the receipts match Federal Election Commission filings from both campaigns. Those filings show that on November 22nd, the Green campaign reported a $7,020.16 expense to the GoDaddy hosting service for domain registration and hosting. The same day, the Kanye 2020 committee reported paying Yiannopoulos $9,955 for domain transfer. Legal experts told the Daily Beast that the transactions raised a number of questions, including about possible theft and conversion of campaign funds to personal use. Of course, Milo Yiannopoulos, I'm sorry. Look, Milo Yiannopoulos is absolutely scummy, but I would have thought for sure he would have tried to scam, Kanye West out of more than $3,000. You're trying to leverage Marjorie Taylor Greene's campaign funds for like a $3,000 off the top from Kanye? What kind of low-level crookery is this? Like, why? What are you doing, bud? Oh, have you noticed that Marjorie Taylor Greene has been hinting that she wants to leave Congress? What do you want to bet there's a massive campaign finance mess out of this? Oh, I mean, this is already a massive, campaign finance mess. I wonder, though, if there's, something even bigger than this percolating under the surface. That's all Yi has now that he's lost everything? I don't think... wait. Kanye West net worth... Oh my god, wait. In 2022, Kanye had a net worth of $2 billion. He lost $1.5 billion when Adidas terminated their partnership. Oh my god. I mean, he still has $400 million in cash, but I mean, man, if you're gonna scam like a 100 millionaire, go big or go home, Why settle for $3,000? He was a billionaire until Adidas dropped him because he's a fucking Nazi. Off-world colonist, you gotta whisper a mod a link to one of those the things you want me to look at. Or you can come over to riverboat.gg where you can post links freely. Because I can then ban you if they go to bad places. Milo should go back on the Drunken Peasants. God. Oh, damn. Okay, wait. The transactions are coming to light after Yee's latest treasurer, Patrick Krasson, resigned on Monday, the second treasurer to jump ship within the last 6 months. A leaked internal email, first reported by Politico, shows Krasson expressing concern that Yiannopoulos had submitted and this is a direct quote, submitted falsified invoices for expenditures that would be deemed unlawful. Oh no. Oh no. Treasurers carry personal liability for the accuracy and truthfulness of each report they submit to the government under penalty of law. So I'm going to guess that the reason treasurers are jumping ship from Yee's campaign is because they do not want to go to jail. Oh my god. This is wild. Brendan Fisher, a campaign finance law specialist and deputy executive director at Watchdog Document, told the Daily Beast that if the Green campaign paid for Kanye's web domain, that's an excessive and unreported in-kind contribution to his campaign. Oh my god, that's right, because he'd be a political candidate. And if Milo used campaign funds to donate to, oh my god. Oh, that gets so messy because $7,000 is more than the legally allowed amount of donations you can give. Oh no. Oh, and it was unreported and excessive. Oh no. Oh, it couldn't happen to worse people. Oh, amazing. Fisher also noted that if Yiannopoulos charged the Green campaign's card without the campaign's knowledge, that he may have committed a range of serious violations, including potentially causing Green's campaign to file false reports with the government. Oh my god. The one thing that will actually get you slapped in American politics is violating campaign finance laws. There are so many ways to circumvent those laws. But if you are dumb enough to actually fall afoul of them, you will get clapped. What if Milo flips on MTG? Look, if Milo has a bunch of dirt on Marjorie Taylor Greene, oh my god, let them fight. Let them fight until they are spent. Oh god. It keeps getting worse. Paul S. Ryan, a campaign finance expert and deputy director of the Funders Committee for Civic Participation, told the Daily Beast that Yee's campaign purchase of the domain would appear to officially establish him as a candidate for election, since the expense exceeded the $5,000 spending threshold that triggers a registration requirement. Oh my god. Oh my god. Just every element of this is set up. Did Milo infiltrate this to fucking implode both these people? Oh, this is wild. Okay, also, if Milo Yiannopoulos did convert Green's donation to personal use, the law is broadly understood as preventing candidates from converting funds to their personal use, but the plain language of the statute suggests that this ban applies to anyone, not just the candidate. This is arguably Milo converting Green campaign funds to his personal benefit, and for a profit on top of that. Was Milo stealing $7,000 from the Green campaign for his benefit? Oh my god. Is Milo Yiannopoulos going to go to jail over trying to scam 10K off of Marjorie Taylor Greene and Milo? Oh my god. This is fucking crazy talk. One of the experts who observed observed that the transaction on its face looks fraudulent. Yeah, no shit. No shit it does. Dude literally just used like the company card to like buy something for the Yee campaign that just blatantly breaks like several different campaign finance laws. This is oh my god. Well, you know, this is just generally what you should expect to happen when you hire someone who is widely known as the guy who said it's okay for priests to rape 13-year-old boys. So, you know, I don't really know what anyone expected to come out of this, but I certainly wouldn't expect anything better, you know. Why Kanye is a billionaire? Well, Kanye's not a billionaire anymore. He's a 400 millionaire. 400 millionaire. Not a billionaire. Oh my god. Laura Loomer, by the way, is for some reason trying to destroy her political allies. Following my expose, which proves Representative MTG used campaign funds to purchase the Yee24 domain for Milo to set Trump up, the Yee treasurer has resigned over Milo and MTG's violation that is tied to the Yee campaign. A spokesperson for Marjorie Taylor Greene did not immediately respond to a Politico inquiry. Politico reporting, the Kanye 2020 campaign previously reported paying $40,000 to Yiannopoulos in December 2022 for campaign wrap-up services, as well as nearly $10,000 a month prior for a domain transfer. But there are no direct payments to Yiannopoulos in Greene's campaign filings from that time. A spokesperson for Greene did not immediately respond to comment. God damn. God damn. Hey, puppy. It's okay. Yeah, this is a lot of this feels like a whole lot of just like I'm going down, I'm taking you all with me. I'm going down, I'm taking you all with me. Oh shit. Oh shit. Laura Loomer posting receipts. GoDaddy receipt that shows Marjorie Taylor Greene's campaign mama G, Isaiah Wortman, paid for the Yee24 domain. The blurred out section contains information that shows the number registered to the domain belongs to MTG intern Milo Yiannopoulos, who was also Yee's campaign manager. Oh my god. Yep. Oh my god. And Tory Lanez looks like he's going to jail today too. It's been a good day. It's been a really good day. And we haven't even gotten through most of these stories yet. God, I hope Milo Yiannopoulos goes to jail. That'd be perfection. I wish nothing but the worst for that man. He fucked around and for years, and now he's spending years finding out, and it's just It's just great. It's just so good. So good. Okay.
And it didn't happen.
Okay, I was curious when I read this, so I looked up the word swoon in the dictionary. And under the dictionary, it means to faint with extreme emotion. That's not what you meant here.
Objection to form.
Well, sort of. That's what she said I did to her. She fainted with great emotion. She actually indicated that she loved it. Okay? She loved it until...
Man, Donald Trump talking about sexually assaulting a woman and just admitting it in his deposition probably didn't help his case.
Commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm. It's your testimony that E. Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper, I believe that's what took place. We can...
I'm sorry, Joe Tacopina, how do you recover from this? He's like, my client did not get found guilty of rape. My guy in his deposition. Well, she really loved being raped by me. Like, what the hell? Just... Chat. Oh god, I really don't want to. But I feel like we have to watch this entire deposition, right? We have to like just a couple of clips I've played here. We have to start back at the beginning. Are we cool with that? We have so much other stuff to get to, but like this is actually flabbergasting that this even exists. That the former president of the United States is just like casually admitting to having raped a woman. Okay. You could hear the subtle sounds of lawyers crying in the background. Yeah. This is an extended version of People's Court, okay? It's more than 40 minutes long. I know. Yeah, no, he didn't even try to say it was, like, consensual play. It was just, yeah, I raped her and she loved it. What do you want from me? Like, what the hell, dude? We could try at 1.25 speed. Nah, Peepo and Sons would never represent this man.
And by the early 1990s, would it be fair to call you or to characterize you as a real estate tycoon?
Yeah.
Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue, that was completed in 1983?
Around that time, yes.
And when did you move into your penthouse apartment there?
Maybe a year later.
And that remained your primary residence until you were elected president, correct?
That's right.
And where's Trump Tower located? I haven't seen it.
57th and 5th.
And at some point, you became the owner of the Plaza Hotel in New York, correct?
Yes.
And where's the Plaza Hotel located?
59th off 5th Avenue.
And for how long were you the owner, Ron? During what years were you the owner of the Plaza Hotel?
I don't know the years. About 5 years.
And do you know when it began, when you bought it?
In the early 90s.
Now,
sorry, we do. Here, we'll do this one.
myself.
So when you shopped there for yourself, to the extent you went there, you were shopping for others?
I don't think I ever shop for others. It's possible that one or both of my wives shopped there a little bit, but I don't remember ever buying something for myself at Bergdorf Goodman. I went there very seldom, almost if ever.
Then let's move to
If
Bergdorf.
ever.
Bergdorf's was pretty close to Trump Tower and very close to the Plaza Hotel, correct?
That's right.
I'm handing you a document that's been marked as DJT 18. It bears the Bates Range Carroll 24378 through 24385. Do you have that in front of you?
Yeah.
Sitting here today, do you recognize this document?
No.
I will represent to you that this is the excerpt from Ms. Carroll's book that was published in New York Magazine online, originally online, on June 21, 2019.
Okay.
At any point in time, did you read this article?
Excuse me?
Did you ever read this article? This
No,
document?
I don't believe I did.
I'm sending you a book. It's marked as DJT 19. It's a book by E. Jean Carroll. It says, "What do we need men for?" And if you look at the publication date,
Yeah, Vox and Sox, I'd be happy to.
it says first edition, July 2019. Do you have that? You have
Yeah.
the book in front of you. Sitting here today, sir, have you ever read either this book in its entirety or any portion of this book?
No, never have. I've never seen the book.
Okay. You responded publicly to Ms. Carroll's allegations on the same day that the excerpt was published in New York Magazine, which was June 21, 2019, correct?
I think so.
Let's take a look at that. So what we've handed you as DJT20 is a blown up, for legibility purposes, version of a tweet posted by a woman by the name of Laura Litvin at 5:17 p.m. on June 21st, 2019. Do you have that?
Oh, get him.
The statement
Get him.
that is in this tweet, is this a statement that you gave?
I mean, essentially, that's what I said.
If you could read that statement into the record. It says, statement from President Donald J. Trump. Regarding the, quote, story, unquote, by E. Jean Carroll, claiming she once encountered me at Bergdorf Goodman 23 years ago, I've never met this person in my life. She is trying to sell a new book that should indicate her motivation. It should be sold in the fiction section. Shame on those who make up false stories of assault to try to get publicity for themselves or sell a book or carry out a political agenda, like Julie Swetnick, who falsely accused Justice Brett Kavanaugh. It's just as bad for people to believe it, particularly when there is zero evidence. Worse still, for a dying publication to try to prop itself up by peddling fake news. It's an epidemic. Ms. Carroll in New York Magazine, no pictures, no surveillance, no videos, no reports, no sales attendants around, question mark. I would like to thank Bergdorf Goodman for confirming they have no video footage of any such incident because it never happened. False accusations diminish the severity of real assault.
How would the department store still have the security camera footage from 30 years ago, my guy?
All should condemn false accusations and any actual assault in the strongest possible terms. If anyone has information that the Democratic Party is working with Ms. Carroll or New York Magazine, please notify us as soon as possible. The world should know what's really going on. It's a disgrace, and people should pay dearly for such false accusations. See, that's what you have in front of you?
Yeah.
And I think you've already confirmed that this is a statement that you gave to someone on your staff to give to the press.
Yeah.
Let's mark as DJT21, a document bearing the Bates range. DJT21, this is the next one, right? DJT21, a document bearing the Bates range MP 1795 through MP, I've got it, just a second, through MP 1807. You have that in front of you?
Yeah.
And these are statements that were put out when you were President of the United States?
Yeah.
And if you look at the top email, kind of the address of the email, it says under that, remarks by President Trump before Marine One departure.
Yes.
Marine One is a helicopter.
Yes.
And if you look where it shows you speaking about halfway or two-thirds of the way down the document, it says, the very first thing you say, so we're going to Camp David.
Yes.
So am I correct in interpreting this as this is a statement you made while boarding or getting on to Marine One
Looks like it.
to go to Camp David?
It looks like it.
Okay. Let's go now to the third statement, which we're going to mark as, this one I can do, DJ222. You have in front of you, sir, a document, 5-page document. the first page says in bold type, exclusive, Trump vehemently denies E. Jean Carroll allegations, says she's not my type. It's from a publication known as The Hill. It's dated June 24th, 2019, and it's attributed to the gentleman Jordan Fabian and, maybe not be gentleman, but it's attributed to two people, Jordan Fabian and Cigar and Genti. See that?
Yes.
So this is 2 days after the last statement we're looking at, which was on June 22nd. Do you recall having an interview with reporters from The Hill on June 24th, 2019?
Vaguely, yes.
And do you recall where that interview took place?
I think it was in the Oval Office.
And you're quoted just below that paragraph as saying as follows, and this one I'll read. I'll say it with great respect. Number one, she's not my type. Number two, it never happened.
Jesus.
It never happened, okay? And then the reporters say,
Hey, look, she's ugly. B, it never happened. So we don't even have to really worry about her being ugly. But three, she's so ugly that I wouldn't even rape her, like, that is my airtight defense. Jesus Christ.
the president said while seated behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. See that?
Yes, I do.
And the statement that I just read that begins, I'll say it with great respect, that was a statement that you made to the reporters for The Hill on June 24, 2019, correct?
Yes.
And same set of questions. I take it, sir, that you stand by that statement today?
Yes, I do.
So before you made your statements that it never happened in 2019, did you or anyone on your staff reach out to anyone at Bergdorf Goodman?
I didn't have to reach out to anybody because it didn't happen. And by the way, if it did happen, it would have been reported within minutes. Talking about going to a major floor, probably, I assume, the most important floor, a major floor in a major department store. That's a very busy store, by the way, and checkout counters and everything else. And I would be in there. I mean, it's the most ridiculous, disgusting story. It was just made up.
After you made the statements that you made in June of 2019, did you or anyone working for you reach out to Bergdorf Goodman?
After the statement was made, no.
In your June 21 statement that's marked as Exhibit 20, you say, and this is the Litvin tweet, I never met this person in my life.
Yes.
Was that a true statement when you made it on June 21, 2019?
It was a true statement when I made it. I think subsequently, or at some point, they showed a picture on a receiving. I was on a celebrity line for a charity, and I think I was either shaking her hand or her husband's hand on a receiving line. I shake a lot of hands with people, but I had no idea who she was.
So if I can understand your testimony, sir, you're saying that at the time you made the statement that's in DJT 20, you were not aware of ever having met Ms. Carroll. You have since seen a photograph that shows you with Ms. Carroll on a receiving line.
Along with a lot of other people. This was a very public, I think it was a charity or a celebrity event or something, and I think that's her big claim to fame, that she shook my hand at some celebrity event.
So the answer to my question is yes, that after you made the statement, you became aware that there's a photo of you with Ms. Carroll in a receiving line, correct?
At some point,
Okay.
I saw there was a photo on a receiving line, yes.
Okay. Let's mark the photo. What number are we at to? What? You have in front of you a black and white photograph that we've marked as DJT 23. And I'm going to ask you, is this the photo that you were just referring to?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And do you recall when you first saw this photo?
At some point during the process, I saw it. That's, I guess, her husband, John Johnson, who was an anchor for ABC. Nice guy. I thought, I don't know him, but I thought he was pretty good at what he did. I don't even know who the woman, let's see, I don't know who, it's Marla.
Man, it is genuinely incredible that he misidentifies the person accusing him of rape as his ex-wife. Multiple times.
You say Marla's in this photo?
That's Marla, yeah, that's my wife.
Which woman are you pointing to? No.
Here.
Genuinely
Okay.
The person
wild.
you just pointed to was
Oh, I
Eugene
see.
Carroll.
Who is that? Who is this?
And the woman on the right is your then wife,
I don't know,
Ivana?
this was the picture. I assume that's John Johnson. Is that Carol? Because it's very blurry.
Now, in your June 21 statement, which is In your June 21 statement, which is DJT 20, you said that Ms. Carroll was trying to sell a new book, and that you said shame on those who make up false stories of assault to try to get publicity for themselves or sell a book.
No. That's right.
Before you made that statement, did you have any knowledge, one way or the other, of the financial arrangements between Ms. Carroll and the publisher of her book?
No.
Did you even know who her publisher was?
No.
Had you ever seen her book contract?
No.
Did you know anything about Ms. Carroll's financial situation?
No.
Did you know anything about her expected book sales?
No idea.
Before you made the statement that appears in DJT 20, do you know whether you or anyone working for you did any research on Ms. Carroll?
I just don't know. It's possible somebody, when they heard this horrible accusation, it's possible that somebody did a little quick research, but not that I know of.
Another thing that you say in your June 20...
Right? Like, we have to keep in mind always through this, while we watch this guy used to be the president of the United States, and he's currently running to be the president of the United States again. And I know that that won't really motivate many of his base to, like, stay home, but keep in mind, like, this is something we should never, ever let him live down. You know? If any of your friends are Trump supporters, never let them forget that he most likely raped this woman.
One statement is that
he has no business being
Ms.
around
Carroll was
any
trying to carry
center
out
of
a political
power.
agenda.
Yeah.
Before issuing your statement on June 21, did you learn what political party Ms. Carroll
No,
belonged to?
I didn't know that.
Before you issued your June 21 statement, did you have any documents indicating that she was pursuing a political agenda?
No.
At the end of your statement, your June 21 statement, you say, if anyone has information that the Democratic Party is working with Ms. Carroll or New York Magazine, please notify us as soon as possible. Did anyone ever notify you
I
about
don't
that?
know.
Sitting here today, you can't recall anyone who notified you?
I don't know. Yep.
One of the other things that you said about Ms. Carroll at the time appears in your June 24 statement, which is DJT 22.
Oh, sure, there are always going to be the ride or dies off-world colonists, but I'm sure that there are some who are pretty lukewarm on Trump, who might just opt to not vote at all, rather than vote for him, you know? Definitely some of those types out there.
And what you said there is, I'll say it with great respect, number one, she's not my type. When you said that Ms. Carroll was not your type, you meant that she was not your type physically, right?
I saw her in a picture. I didn't know what she looked like. And I said it, and I say it with as much respect as I can, but she is not my type.
And again, when you say type, you just refer to looking at photos, so you mean physically she's not your type?
Physically, she's not my type, and now that I've gotten indirectly to hear things about her, she wouldn't be my type in any way, shape, or form.
But when you were talking back on June 24th, you were referring to her not being your type physically,
I
correct?
saw a photo of her,
Okay.
and the only difference between me and other people is I'm honest. She's not my type.
I take it the 3 women you've married are all your type.
Yeah.
What is True Social?
Take it the 3 women you married are all your type. Did you or did you not just identify one of the women in this picture, who is E. Jean Carroll, as your ex-wife? Yeah? Damn, that's crazy, bro. Anyway, moving on.
It's a platform that's been opened by me as an alternative to Twitter.
And your handle on True Social is at Real Donald Trump?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Now, On October 12, just a few days ago, you issued a statement on Truth Social about Ms. Carroll in this case, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And the statement that you posted, who wrote that statement?
I did.
You yourself?
Yeah.
Did you post the statement yourself?
Yes.
And in addition to posting the statement on Truth Social, you also sent it to the press.
Yes. It's called Truth and Post. We post much like, how would you say it? We put out a statement and we also put it on Truth.
Okay, let's look at the statement. Let's mark it as, what's my next number? DJT 28. Okay, so this one.
I can't read this.
Well, we have a blown up version. Let's mark it as 28 and 28A.
Donald Trump finally admitting he can't read.
So what we have in front of you is DJT 28, sir, is
I'm being disingenuous. Obviously, he's talking about the size of the text.
the post as it appeared on Truth Social on October 12, 2022, and a blown up version, because we appreciate the reading. The type is very small. A blown up version that should be more legible. Do you have
I
both
can
of those?
see it, yeah.
Okay. So it says October 12, 2022, statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States of America. This, quote, Ms. Bergdorf Goodman case is a complete con job, and our legal system in this country, and our legal system in this country, but especially in New York State, just look at Peekaboo James, is a broken disgrace. You have to fight for years and spend a fortune in order to get your reputation back from liars, cheaters, and hacks. This decision is from the judge who was just overturned on my same case. I don't know this woman, have no idea who she is, other than it seems she had a picture of me many years ago with her husband shaking my hand on the reception line at a celebrity charity event. She completely made up a story that I met her at the doors of this crowded New York City department store and within minutes swooned her. Swooned is in quotes. It is a hoax and a lie, just like all the other hoaxes that have been played on me for the past 7 years. And while I'm not supposed to say it, I will. This woman is not my type! Exclamation point. She has no idea what day, what week, what month, what year, or what decade this so-called event, in quotes, supposedly took place. The reason she doesn't know is because it never happened, and she doesn't want to get caught up with details or facts that could be proven wrong. If you watch Anderson Cooper's interview with her, where she was promoting a really crummy book, you will see that it is a complete scam. She changed her story from beginning to end after the commercial break to suit the purposes of CNN and Andy Cooper. Our justice system is broken, along with almost everything else in our country. Her lawyer is a political operative and Cuomo crony who goes around telling people that the way to beat Trump is to sue him all over the place. She is suing me on numerous frivolous cases, just like this one, and the court system does nothing to stop it. In the meantime, and for the record, E. Jean Carroll is not telling the truth, is a woman I had nothing to do with, didn't know, and would have no interest in knowing her if I ever had the chance. Now all I have to do is go through years more of legal nonsense in order to clear my name of her and her lawyer's phony attacks on me. This can only happen to, quote, in quotes, Trump, exclamation point. Did I read that correctly?
Great statement. True.
And now that you've heard it again and you have it in front of you, you again confirm that you wrote the whole thing yourself.
I wrote it all myself. All myself.
Did you? Now, at the beginning of your...
Why does he sound proud of that? Why do you... I wrote it all myself, like a big boy. Like, what, dude, what? Why'd you say it like that? See you, Sentient Waffle, have a good time at work. Also, chat, top of the hour ad break here. Folks, if you are enjoying the content today, I know that this segment is a bit slow, but if you're enjoying it, come on over to riverboat.gg there for an ad-free experience. You can be in the on-screen chat up there. And consider, folks, throwing some donos or subs my way, specifically because I can't make this show without your guys' help. You guys literally help me to survive and pay my rent, and also, you know, do things like pay my health insurance. So, without your help, I could not exist. This show is made possible by viewers like you. And so if any of you would like to make some donos or gift some subs to your fellow chatters, especially on riverboat.gg, where I get to keep 100% of your sub gifts, instead of splitting 50-50 with Jeff Bezos over on Twitch, consider coming on over. Again, riverboat.gg in your browser. Come on over and make yourself cozy in the chat. And make some donos, please, because I need your help to keep on keeping on. Yes, your streamer being alive is in fact a very important aspect of the stream. Hey, LB. Yeah, Oilers? Oilers? Any oil? This stream brought to you by Minnesota Public Gay Streamers. Not to be confused with the Minnesota Pubic Gay Streamers. Very different group. The site is pretty sweet. I'm glad you like it. I'm quite fond of it in myself, you know? Alright, here we go. I'd be all over the site if I could use all my various emotes from other streamers on it. I would love to incorporate them, but I don't think I can do that. But if there are any emotes that are not affiliated with other streamers that you would like, you can suggest them in the emotes channel, or in the emote ideas channel over on the Discord. If you guys need a link to the Discord, it's just riverboat.gg/discord. So, there you go.
Post the reference Ms. Bergdorf Goodman is a reference to Ms. Carroll, right?
That's right.
Now, when you say in here, I don't know this woman and have no idea who she is, even though you're using the present tense, you're referring back to your knowledge as of when she first made the allegation.
I still don't know this woman. I think she's a whack job. I have no idea. I don't know anything about this woman other than what I read in stories and what I hear. I know nothing about her.
Okay, well, I guess the distinction I'm trying to make, sir, is that when the allegation came out in 2019, you said I think it's your testimony, you had no idea who she was.
So I still don't.
Well, today you at least know that she's a plaintiff in a case suing you, correct?
Oh, yes, that I know.
Okay.
But I know nothing about her. I think she's sick, mentally sick.
Okay. You say in this post, you use a strange word which I want to ask you about. You say she completely made up a story that I met her at the doors of this crowded New York City department store and within minutes swooned her. Do you see that?
Yeah.
What does swoon her mean?
That would be a word, maybe accurate or not, having to do with talking to her and talking to her to do an act that she said happened, which didn't happen. And it's a nicer word.
We saw this, a part of this, but holy shit. This just eliminates his entire defense. His entire defense is eliminated by this piece of testimony right here.
Then the word that starts with an F. And this would be a word that I use because I thought it would be inappropriate to use the other word. And it didn't happen.
Okay, I was curious when I read this, so I looked up the word swoon in the dictionary. And under the dictionary, it means to faint with extreme emotion. That's not what you meant here.
Objection form.
Well, sort of. That's what she said I did to her. She fainted with great emotion. She actually indicated that she loved it. Okay? She loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm. It's your
Like, I'm sorry, guy. Like, his entire pretense here is to try and say, oh, I never met her there. I don't know who she is. You know, this is crazy. She's being crazy about this. And then his argument in the following segment is like, yeah, she talked about how I swooned her. I swooned her, you know? And, you know, it's a much nicer word than the F word, you know? It's a much nicer word, folks. And, you know, she was accusing me of doing an act. But, you know, she was indicating that she loved it. She indicated that she loved it. And of course it never happened. But she indicated she loved it. Like, he's, like, doubling down because he's just constitutionally incapable of even, like, admitting... Like he's constitutionally incapable of, like, even tangentially saying, like, he's essentially trying to say, I didn't rape her, but if I did, it would have been very good for her. Like, what? why would you say that in a deposition? It didn't happen, but she loved it. Like, what's wrong with you, guy?
Her testimony that E. Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper, I believe that's what took place. We can define that. You'll have to show that. I'm sure you're going to show that. But she was interviewed by Anderson Cooper, and I think she said that rape was sexy, which it's not, by the way. But I think she said that rape was sexy, and she actually said things that were very strange. And then she was a different person after when he said, "We'll take a break right now. We're going to take a break right now." He didn't like what she was saying. He was very upset with and then she came back and she was a much different woman in the second half, so to speak.
And so the question I'm asking you is, did she say in that interview that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, she said something to that effect. I mean, you'll have to take a look at the interview. You said,
Man, his lawyers are just shitting themselves in rage right now.
I believe she said rape was sexy, to which Anderson Cooper is dying. He's saying, let's get to a commercial break immediately. I think you better watch the interview. I'm sure you have, but you better watch the interview.
In the interview, when Ms. Carroll talked about rape being sexy, isn't it true that she said that's a view that many other people hold?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. All I know is I believe she said rape is sexy or something to that effect, but you'll have to watch the interview. It's been a while.
And just to clarify, I think you said a few minutes earlier that you used the word swooned as a synonym for, you said the F word, for sexual intercourse.
For the record, the quote that Donald Trump is deliberately misremembering here was when she said, I'm going to quote here, "Most people think of rape as sexy. They think of the fantasies." She said in the interview that she prefers the word fight to the word rape, meaning that in this case she wanted to conceive of herself as someone who fought off her rapist as opposed to someone who was raped. She's not talking about how she thinks rape is sexy. She's talking about how other people conceive of rape. They think of it as a sexy thing to do. One of the things that they might fantasize about. That's what she's talking about. Donald Trump here just is constitutionally incapable. He's like, yeah. You know, I didn't rape her, but you know, if I did, she loved it. She said so.
Of course.
Yeah. That's because that's what she said.
What do you mean? She never...
Who's the worst client as a lawyer, Trump or Alec Baldwin? Well, Alec Baldwin is not getting charged anymore, so I'm going to go with Alec Baldwin.
Use the word swooned.
No, she said that I did something to her that never took place. There was no anything. I know nothing about this nut job.
Okay, then you go on to say in the statement, and while I am not supposed to say it, I will. Why were you not supposed to say it?
Because it's not politically correct to say. Read the next, go ahead, that she's not my type. Yeah, because it's not politically correct to say it, and I know that, but I'll say it anyway. She's accusing me of rape. A woman that I had no idea who she is. It came out of the blue. She's accusing me of rape, of raping her. The worst thing you
Why are you saying it like that? Rape. Why?
can do, the worst charge. And you know it's not true too. You're a political operative also. You're a disgrace. But she's accusing me, and so.
Yo, also, one of the number one things not to do during a deposition, accuse the opposing lawyer of being a political operative. Yo, guy. Yo, no wonder the jury got back so fast. Holy shit.
Who are you? Of rape, and it never took place.
Rape.
And I will tell you, I made that statement, and I said, well, it's politically incorrect. She's not my type, and that's 100% true. She's not my type.
Yes, and as we all know, someone not being someone's type is people rape people who aren't their type all the time. Straight dudes in prison rape other dudes. Like, it doesn't have to be a type thing. Like that doesn't have to be like a thing that plays into the whether or not a sexual assault occurs. paralegal here, that's an absolute dumb move to do in a deposition. Yeah, like this is going to be presented to the jury.
Now, in your True Social statement on October 12th, you use the word hoax. Specifically, you say, it is a hoax and a lie, just like all the other hoaxes that have been played on me for the past 7 years. You see that?
Yeah.
This
If
is
I'm making sense.
crazy.
And I take it what you're saying there is
Also, Lord Falconis, thank you very much for the for commenting and also giving us your insight. I appreciate it.
Ms. Carroll fabricated her claim that you sexually assaulted her, correct?
Yes, totally.
Now-
100%.
Fair to say, you'd agree with me, would you not, that you use the term hoax quite a lot?
Yes, I do.
CNN reported that you used it more than 250 times in 2020. Does that sound
Oh my God.
I've had a lot of hoaxes played on me. This is one of them.
And how would you define the word hoax?
A fake story, a false story.
Well, Lord Falconis, that's probably why Donald Trump didn't take the stand in this case. That's probably exactly why this didn't happen.
A made-up story.
Something that's not true.
Something that's not true. Yes.
Sitting here today, can you recall what else you have referred to as a hoax?
Sure. The Russia hoax. It's been proven to be a hoax. Ukraine hoax. The Mueller situation for 2.5 years hoax. Ended in no collusion. It was a whole big hoax.
God, I was really hoping he was going to say Mueller hoax. I thought he was going to keep going with that. I was really hoping.
The lying to the FISA court hoax. The lying to Congress many times hoax by all these people, this scum that we have in our country. Lying to Congress, hoax. The spying on my campaign, hoax. They spied on my campaign, and now they admit it. That was another hoax, and I could get a whole list of them. And this is a hoax, too.
This, when you say this and that,
There's this ridiculous situation that we're doing right now. It's a big, fat hoax. She's a liar, and she's a sick person, in my opinion. Really sick. Something wrong with her.
okay. In
Man,
addition
good luck, bro.
to the Russia hoax, the Ukraine hoax, the Mueller hoax,
How
the
is
lying
this
to FISA
real?
hoax, the lying to Congress hoax, and the spying on your campaign hoax. Isn't it true that you also referred to the use of mail-in ballots as a hoax?
Yeah, I do. Sure. I do. I think they're very dishonest. Mail-in ballots, very dishonest.
And isn't it true that you yourself have voted by?
Yeah, I do, folks. I do. Mail-in ballots? What does that even mean, folks? Ballots can't be mail. They can't be male, folks. We all know that every ballot is female. We know that, folks.
By mail.
I do. I do. Sometimes I do, but I don't know what happens to it once you give it. I have no idea.
Are you familiar, I'm sure you are, with something that's often referred to as the Access Hollywood tape?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's mark it and play it as, what, 35.
Oh, God.
You know, and she's still very beautiful. I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it. Whoa. I did try and fuck her. She was married.
I moved on
You know,
her.
Nancy. No, this was, and I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where there's some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved like a bitch.
What does that mean?
And all of a sudden,
I, to this day, do not know what it means for a man to say, I moved on her like a bitch. I think what he's trying to say is that she was like a bitch and he moved on to her like he was fucking, like he was a dog fucking another dog. But it sounds like he's just calling himself a bitch.
I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
She's hot as shit in the purple.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald is good.
Whoa!
Oh, my man. Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out of your
Set this up.
That is very.
You give me the thumbs
Look
up.
at you are a
You
piece.
gotta put the thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up. Can't be too happy.
Yeah, let me.
It's very
You
funny.
gotta get the thumbs up.
You and I will work that.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the host. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's her with the gold.
I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her.
Oh God.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet.
Please, no.
I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Oh God.
By the pussy. You can do anything.
See those legs? All I can see is the legs.
No, it looks good.
Come on, shorty.
Ooh, nice legs, huh?
Oof, get out of the way, honey. That's good legs. Go ahead.
I'm really. What's Billy Bush up to these days? I hope he's like. I hope he's doing something embarrassing.
It's always good if you don't fall out of the bus. Like Ford, Gerald Ford, remember?
Down below. Pull the ham.
Wait, Billy Bush is a member of the Bush family? He's the nephew of George H.W. Bush? Wait, what? I didn't know that. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
Trump, how
nice
are
seeing
you?
you.
Pleasure to
Terrific.
meet you.
Terrific. You know Billy Bush?
Hello,
are
nice
you?
to see you. How you doing,
Very
Ariane?
good.
Doing very well, thank you. Are you ready to be a soap star?
We're ready. Let's go. Make me a soap star.
How about a little hug for the Donald? He just got off the
Would you
bus.
like a little
Okay,
hug, darling?
absolutely.
A
Melania
little
said
hug
this
for the
was
bushy. I
okay.
just got...
That's you in that video, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And am I correct that that video was recorded in January, withdrawn? Am I correct that that video was recorded in September 2005?
I guess that would, I don't know the date, but whatever date it was is fine with me.
And am I correct that you were engaged to your current wife sometime in 2004?
I don't know.
Am I correct that you married your current wife in January 2005?
I don't know relative to that tape, no.
And the person you were speaking to, it's now famous, in that video was Billy Bush?
That's right.
Please
This
let
is
me...
this is very old news, fully litigated during debates, during everything else, fully litigated.
Okay.
And you know what I said then, and I say it now? Locker room talk. That was locker room talk.
Okay.
That's what goes on.
And you did say in the video that you, quote, moved on her heavily, correct?
Excuse me?
You do say in the video that you, quote,
Yeah.
moved on her heavily.
I did say that, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And you do say in the video that as part of trying to have sex with this woman, you took her furniture shopping, correct?
We actually did.
Oh God! Apparently, Billy Bush was rehired as the host of Extra, so that's cool. He was fired in 2016 after that Access Hollywood tape came out. Oh wait! What? No, wait, sorry. No, he was hired to host a similar program to Access Hollywood, which he had hosted until 2016. Mario Lopez had been hosting Extra and then left to host at Access Hollywood. This is such a confusing web of celebrity shit. Okay.
Look for furniture, yes.
So that was true. You actually took this woman
I
in.
think so. It's
furniture
been a
shopping.
long time ago. It's how long is that? A long time ago. But I think so. I do think so.
Is that the only occasion when you took a woman shopping?
I think so.
And you say, and again, this has become very famous in this video, I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. By the pussy, you can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they women by the pussy?
Well,
Hey,
that's-
Metal Kitty Mom.
It's, if you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but
Yes, Donald. We'll look over the last million years of human history. What were they doing? What were human beings doing a million years ago, Donald? Were they chilling with some dinos? Were they riding the brunt of... Oh wait, guys. I actually have I found a trailer. Actually, I found some live footage of what human beings were doing a million years ago when these stars that Donald Back when they would just let you get away with anything if you were a celebrity.
Largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah.
And now you said before, a couple of minutes ago, that this was just locker room talk.
It's locker room talk.
And so does that mean that you didn't really mean it?
Damn, live action only happened in 1977. It's true, it's true. We went through various stages of animation evolution. The anime years were very difficult for everyone. Claymation was the most beloved, though, of all the stages of humanity. Claymation was the most delightful one.
No, it's locker room talk. I don't know. It's just the way people talk.
Okay. Now, are you familiar with a woman by the name of Natasha Stoyanov?
No.
Natasha.
Stoyanov.
You'll have to give me a little bit of
Do you remember she wrote about you a lot when she worked at People magazine?
Oh, I do remember there was some woman that wrote, and then she, a long time later, I think she wrote a wonderful story, and then a long time later, as I remember it, a long time later she said that I was aggressive with her. But she wrote the most beautiful story.
Hey, Giga Chad lad.
And then all of a sudden, like, is it a year or 2 years later, she comes out with this phony story that I said, well, why would she have written such a good story for People magazine? She wrote a really nice piece. And then all of a sudden, like, years or months, many months later, she came up with this phony charge.
Let's watch.
Yeah, who would have ever, like, it's totally unheard of for someone to say something nice about their sexual abuser and then, come out with the sexual abuse allegations. That's never happened before. It happens a lot.
A video, and again, I apologize for the technology, where you talk about Ms. Stoyanov's allegations.
Are we marking this?
We're going to mark it. It's a clip of a video from a campaign event in West Palm Beach on October 13, 2016, and we're going to mark it as DJT 36.
Then there was a writer from People magazine who wrote a story on Melania and myself on our first anniversary. The story was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was lovely. But last night we hear that after 12 years, this took place 12 years ago, this story, a new claim that I made inappropriate advances during the interview to this writer. And I ask a very simple question. Why wasn't it part of the story that appeared 20 or 12 years ago? Why wasn't it part of the story? Why didn't they make it part of the story? I was one of the biggest stars on television with The Apprentice, and it would have been one of the biggest stories of the year. Think of it. She's doing this story on Melania, who's pregnant at the time, and Donald Trump, our one-year anniversary. And she said I made inappropriate advances. And by the way, the area was a public area, people all over the place. Take a look. You take a look. Look at her words. You tell me what you think. I don't think so. I don't think.
You'd agree with me that the person you were just talking about in that video was Natasha Stoyanov, correct?
Yes.
Are you familiar with a woman by the name of Jessica Leeds?
No, I don't think so. But explain. Go ahead.
Does that mean that this refresh your recollection of who
Yes,
Jessica
it
Leeds
does.
is?
This woman made up a story, just like your client made it up. Just made up a story having to do with sitting next to me in an airplane.
Hey, gay Aaron.
And I'll have to read this again, but that story was so false also. But this was, I guess, making out as opposed to what your client said. This story...
Well, making out with somebody who does not want to make out with you is in fact sexual assault, Donald. Like that still falls into that category. I don't know how many people need to hear this. Still sexual assault.
It was so false. This is a disgrace also.
And do you recall speaking about Ms. Leeds' allegations at campaign events in 2016?
I might have. I thought it was so, like your client, I thought it was so ridiculous.
Okay, let's take a look at the next video, which is DJT 38, correct?
Hopefully our great movement, and there's never been anything like this in the United States, and the only way they figure they can slow it down is to come up with people that are willing to Say, oh, I was with Donald Trump in 1980.
Nothing changes.
I was sitting with him on an airplane. And he went after me on the plane. Yeah, I'm going to go after. Believe me, she would not be my first choice, that I can tell you. Man. You don't know. That would not be my first choice.
When you said in that
What the
video
hell,
that Ms.
dude?
Leeds would not be your first choice, you were referring to her physical looks, correct?
Just the overall. Not. I look at her. I see her. I hear what she says. Whatever. You wouldn't be a choice of mine either, to be honest with you. I hope you're not insulted. I would not, under any circumstances, have any interest in you. I'm honest when I say it.
Oh, God, sorry.
She, I would not have any interest in.
The video we just watched, where you talked about Ms. Leeds. What else did you know about Ms. Leeds that would indicate to you that she would not have been your first choice, other than how she looked?
I just like. This is somehow worse than I ever imagined Donald Trump being deposed would be. This is actually like, my expectations were low. He's somehow like limboing right underneath that, like just like breaking his ankles in order to get underneath, like the Terminator from the T-1000 from Terminator 2, the one, the metal, you guys know what I mean, the liquid metal one.
I don't know. I think I probably saw her on television or something, but I don't want to be insulting. But when people accuse me of something, I think I have a right.
I don't want to be insulting, but look, you know, spring chicken yourself. I wouldn't fuck you. I wouldn't rape you. My lawyer, who is deposing me, and this deposition's gonna be seen by the entire jury. I wouldn't fuck you. The fuck, guy.
Right to be insulting because they're insulting me. They're doing the ultimate insult. They make up stories, and then I'm not allowed to speak my mind. No, I disagree with that. No, she would not have been anywhere on a list. I just wouldn't have been for me. It's
No.
disgusting. It's what she said was disgusting. Can you imagine doing that on an airplane? What she said? I'm doing that on an airplane. That's almost as ridiculous as doing it in Bergdorf Goodman in a dressing room.
Isn't it true that just a few minutes ago you couldn't remember the date of your engagement to your current wife, Melania?
No. We're talking about a different thing. We're talking about a woman where something happened that was inappropriate, right? Inappropriate. It was highly inappropriate. She would remember that date. I would imagine she would have complained to the airline. She would know the flight. She would know everything about it. She didn't even know the year, as I remember it, just like your client doesn't know the year, doesn't know anything about it. If something happened like that to your client...
During a chat, in case any of you guys know, right? A deposition is purely to get, like, information. It's not, you're not supposed to be making arguments in the deposition. Making arguments and being, like, passive-aggressive and upset is actually, like, really bad for your position.
Your client would know the second, should know down to the second, should know the day, the month, the year, right down to the second.
In the last paragraph of the statement that you made on June 21 that appears in the Laura Litvin tweet, DJT20, you said as follows.
Last paragraph where?
DJT20.
Go ahead, what is it?
You say as follows. The world should know what's really going on. It is a disgrace, and people should pay dearly for such false accusations. You see that?
Yeah.
And the person you meant who should pay dearly for such false accusations was E. Jean Carroll, correct?
Yeah, and I think their attorneys too. I think the attorneys like you are a big part of it, because you know it's a...
Man, the MSNBC theme hits a bit different at 1.25 speed. Goddamn. Okay. Wow. So, yeah, Donald Trump. Look, after watching that, I can't say that Donald Trump criminally is guilty, but he is absolutely guilty in every conceivable civil sense. There is no way in which a jury watching that deposition is going to come to the conclusion there's not that Trump didn't have anything to do with the sexual assault of E. Jean Carroll. Okay, like God, there's no way, no way. Yeah, now he's out $5 million, but more importantly, like, this is going to be something that reverberates throughout his upcoming campaign. Whether it is something that Biden can bring up on the debate stage, or his pundits can bring up every single time Donald Trump is mentioned. Like, yeah, he was found guilty of sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll by this jury. He is being held civilly liable for that. After a jury heard out the arguments. It alienates women, but more importantly, it demotivates at least some portion of his base. Now, whether or not that is significant enough to make a difference, I don't know, but it's certainly going to be something that motivates people to vote against him, whether they are independents or libs, for sure. Wow, that was actually incredible. Oh, off-world colonist. Most of them, yes. But I don't think it's fair to argue that all of the voting base of the Republicans is just going to not respond to this. Of course, when we're talking about people like being kind of moved towards an action, we're talking about like at most like 0.5%, At most, we're talking like 0.5% being moved to inaction within the Republican Party itself. If we're talking about wider than that, when it comes to like voting against Trump, then I would say probably maybe similar ratio. The reaction will be negligible. Well, but see, that's the thing, right? I don't think that that's the case. Like when we get down to some of these voting margins, even if it's 0.5%, that can mean the difference between like victory or defeat in some of these swing states. 0.5% can easily sway a national level election. We saw it in the midterms, swaying different state election results, different local election results. Like those are the margins of like victory or defeat that we're seeing in a lot of places in the United States. So like it might seem negligible from a wide view, but when you get down to it, like 0.5% could be like, mean the difference between 10,000 votes and or 10 a margin of like 10,000 votes, or a margin of like less than 1,000 votes. Like it can be real close. And given that Biden is currently polling at like 36% approval, like literally every single advantage that we can get in 2024 is going to be required for victory.